Hello, Motorcycle Mentor here. What am I going to talk about today? Well, I bought a new motorcycle. For many years I've been riding an old Triumph T140 750, which has done me proud. I love it, I still have it. It's got 97,000 miles on it, which is pretty amazing for a T140. But I don't know, I just came to the conclusion that it was getting a bit, for the long highway hauls, it was just getting a bit long on the tooth. The vibrations are getting to me, I'm getting older as well. And so I bought another British twin, the British Indian manufactured twin, called a Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. And I'm going to show you now. Right, there's the good old T140. It's in good shape. It's in great shape actually for its age. It's a 73, it's right hand shift, front disc brake, rear drum. It's got Mikuni VM34 carburetors. It's got a long duration exhaust cam, so it's a lot it's a lot more raucous and a lot quicker off the mark than the standard T140. And it's actually surprisingly smooth for an old British twin. It's always been a good one, this one. But that time to come. 97,000 miles. It deserves a rest, I reckon. And this is what I bought. And it's very interesting. This is a Royal Enfield 650 Interceptor, called an INT 650 in Canada for some. Oh, I know why. It's because Honda stole the name Interceptor, so it's copyrighted. It actually is an Interceptor, but they're not allowed to call it that here. It's a 650. It's not a true parallel twin because it's got an offset crank. It's got a 90 degree or 270 degree offset. So it sounds different. It sounds like a V-twin. It's got discs front and back, 6-speed gearbox, fuel injection, ABS. I got this beauty for $5,999. Plus the taxes, brand new, although it's 2019 stock. And to all intents and purposes, it's not that dissimilar to the Triumph. It's got a sort of similar look about it, similar classic look about it. Interesting performance-wise, because before I bought the Interceptor, I thought, is that going to be quick enough for me? Because I've had bigger bikes, I've had much faster bikes, and I just sold an XSL100 actually. It was an old one that I was using when I wasn't using the Triumph. It was getting a bit long in the tooth as well. So I was a bit doubtful about whether the Interceptor would actually reduce the goods. But it actually does. The Triumph is on paper, well I don't know what this one is because it's modified, but I think they're about 50 horsepower. It's a 750 twin, 5-speed gearbox. Not sure what the torque figures are. So on paper they're comparable. Triumph's 110 miles an hour. The Enfield's around about that. I think the Triumph's something like 14.1 seconds down in quarter mile. Well, this one's a bit quicker. And the Enfield is 13.2, I think it is. It's almost identical to the Moto Guzzi V7 Storm 3. In actual practice, the difference is astonishing. The Enfield is so smooth for a start that there's just no vibration. It's very slick. The gearbox is just unbelievably slick. You only have to feel it and it just switches into the next gear. It's just astonishing. The clutch is super light. And I've been very careful to break it in properly. I've piled on the miles and I've piled on the revs as the miles have built up. Been super gentle with it to start with, especially with the first 500. Serviced it, valve clearances, oil changes, all the biz. And now I'm starting to use it. It's got almost 1,000 kilometers on the clock. I'm not going all the way, but I'm giving it the beans. And I have to say, I'm astonished at the way it goes. It was my real concern when I bought this was how well is it really going to go? And I heard that they go better than they're described, or what the specs are on paper. And it actually goes really well. It's not a super fast sports bike, but it's quick enough for anybody. It's got lots of power. It overtakes very quickly. Lots of mid-range torque. Unfussily, sounds gorgeous. I love the noise it makes. The offset sounds very different from the Triumph, which is Triumph's very noisy because it's got those Norton P-shoots on because of the camshaft. But it's a true parallel twin, whereas that's an offset, 270 parallel twin, so it sounds completely different. But I love riding it. I've got absolutely hooked. I've been riding it all the time. I've, any excuse, and I take it out. Engine is it's a combination of air-cooled and oil-cooled. There's a big, massive oil cooler on the front there. I don't know if you can see it, but I can't see anything in this camera at the moment because the sun's out. But yeah, and as you can see, it's got disc brakes front and back. The brakes apparently are Bribey, which is I think they're Brembo basically. Not sure what the rear shocks are, but they look sort of fairly skookum. I do think they're as good as they look. But the bike actually handles beautifully. I mean, I haven't taken it at speeds beyond about 70, 75 miles an hour, 120 kilometres, and it just feels like it's on rails on the corners. I've got no complaints at all. It's quite smooth on the bumpy sections. It actually handles better than Bonneville, and it goes better. That's the long and short of it. That Bonneville, I actually think it is quick. Off the line, I have a friend who has a Suzuki GS 1100, and off the line it'll beat it up to about 60 miles an hour, and it's probably quicker than the Enfield up to that. But the vibration, it just seems so much less effortless, and has much more work to get there. But after that, the Enfield just seems to really pull. It pulls and pulls. It just doesn't seem to have any limit to to how hard it'll pull, no matter how fast you're going. So I'm really impressed. So my next step is I'm going to make an actual on the road video of both of these bikes, or ride them and compare notes, and let you know how it goes. But it is so intriguing. There's what is there? 73. So that's 30, 50, almost 50 years apart. Two very similar looking bikes, but two very different bikes. And but I have to say I love the Enfield. It's just a joy to ride. Thanks for watching.